Hey guys, my name is JB Green and welcome back to episode 5 of Supernatural Archives, a show where I tell you scary stories for fun. If you're wondering why I'm telling scary stories, it's spooky month. What were you expecting? Today I'm bringing a small piece of a story that is actually going to be released as a movie at the end of this month, the beloved Five Nights at Freddy's franchise. This story is known for its unique take on animatronics as a lore that stretches on for miles. But today we'll be taking just a look on how it all started. But for now, just sit back, relax, cut the lights, and lock the doors, because it's story time. Our story begins at the Fredbear's Family Diner in 1973. The main cast consisted of Fredbear himself and his partner, Spring Bonnie. One night, Fredbear was giving cake to children at a birthday party. Unbeknownst to the staff, there was a child stuck outside in the pouring rain, hoping to join the fun. However, fate had different plans as a man wearing purple drove up to the child and murdered them in cold blood. After this, Fredbear and Spring Bonnie were retired and placed into storage. The company wanted to disassociate with the incident, so they rebranded themselves into Freddy Fazbear's Pizzeria. The restaurant consisted of Freddy Fazbear, Bonnie, Chica, Foxy, and the Marionette. The child that was killed at Fredbear's went on to possess the Marionette. We'll touch on that in just a bit. Now, just as a side note, Fredbear and Spring Bonnie doubled as wearable suits in case their robotic endoskeletons malfunctioned. This way, the animatronics could still be seen entertaining the children. Speaking of this, we know that the purple figure from the last location somehow had access to Freddy's since the phone guy mentioned that someone was using a yellow suit for some unknown reason. Essentially, the purple guy, as he has become known as, put on the Springlock Bonnie suit and went on a killing spree. He ended the lives of 5 more children. The Marionette, who witnessed all the killings in the new location, quite literally gave life back to the children. The Marionette managed to put the souls of those children into the new animatronics, breathing new life into them and causing them to become haunted at night. For unknown reasons, that location also closed down and a new restaurant was opened where FNAF 2 takes place. The old animatronics and the Marionette were brought over and the old animatronics were used as spare parts for the new ones. Golden Freddy and Spring Bonnie were placed in a hidden room that hardly anyone knew about as a precautionary measure. During this time, an investigation was happening due to 5 more murders as children's bodies were found stuffed into the new animatronics. The night guard at the time, after working 5 nights and another due to not being told to take the night off, ended up working the day shift the next day. He was told to stay close to the animatronics to make sure nothing happened. However, this backfired as an unknown animatronic, possibly Foxy, bit someone in the head and killed them. This would become known as the Bite of 87, referenced in the first game. A few years later, that location closed down as well, and a new one was opened with a smaller budget. The old animatronics were restored and placed in the new pizzeria, aside from the Marionette. Golden Freddy and Spring Bonnie were also brought from the old location to be used as parts in another secret room only known to a few people. After the events of the first game, the purple guy destroys all the animatronics one by one, trying to cover up his tracks. This ended up backfiring as he unintentionally released the children's souls from the animatronics. As one might think, the children wanted payback, so they started chasing the purple guy. He found the room with the Spring Bonnie suit and hid inside of it, presumably to try and scare the kids off with the same suit he used to end their lives. This also happened to backfire as somehow the spring locks in the suits malfunctioned and released themselves with the purple guy in it. The spring locks killed the purple guy brutally and the souls of the children were able to pass on to the afterlife. This would not be the end of the purple guy, however, as FNAF 3 shows that the purple guy has been brought back as the Spring Bonnie animatronic, now known as Springtrap. After the events of the third game, the location was burned down to the ground, and it was thought that he was left behind. This was not the case, as he still continues to haunt the franchise after his many deaths. And that's just the tip of the iceberg. That's the Five Nights at Freddy's franchise. Let us know if you want us to continue with the franchise or want us to do a different story. If you guys have a suggestion for our next video, leave a suggestion down in the comments and we'll see what we can do. But for now, thank you guys so much for watching and I'll see you guys next time.